Hello and welcome to the FrontAg Nexus Podcast Series. I am Ioana Dandelia, Communications Manager at Refrain Food, the organization responsible for driving the conversation around this important initiative. How can sustainable farming address urgent challenges like climate change, limited resources and food insecurity in the Mediterranean region? The FrontAg Nexus project aims in finding innovative solutions in Italy, Israel, Turkey, Morocco, Tunisia, and of course Jordan. Today I have with me Professor Dr. Gertrud Buchenrieder from the University of Munich. As the coordinator of the project, she is at the forefront of this vital work, and we're more than excited to hear more from her. Dear Gertrud, thank you for being here with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
So, starting off this conversation, please do tell us more about your role in the project.
My role in the project FrontAg Nexus is the role of a coordinator. I'm assisting my partners to keep track of the tasks that we have promised to fulfill. I'm also supporting the partners, if necessary, with regard to the so-called financial reporting to the European Commission. And actually, I'm, as the name says, coordinating and managing all activities related to the project.
That is a quite important job, if I may say. You have to keep everyone and, of course, the project on track.
Correct. And that's sometimes a problem, which is not linked necessarily to the partners. It can also be external conditions. For instance, accounts may be closed at the university or in the partner organization, and this may delay activities that were planned in the project. But usually everything is going on pretty on track.
Yes, you may find the solution quick enough and everything works all right at the end. So, to learn more about the project, please tell us more about it and describe what the project is and, of course, the needs that addresses.
Our project runs under a topic which is called the WEFE Nexus. So these are 4 letters that stand for W like water, E for renewable energy, F for food, and the second E for ecosystems. And our project aims with its innovations to support the WEFE Nexus such that the use of the natural resources is going to be more sustainable, and at the same time healthy and nutritious food is going to be produced by farmers. These farmers could be the traditional farmers in rural areas, but we are also aiming to reach out to, let's say, urban farmers. That could be refugees, because the innovations that we are propagating or testing are innovations that are, let's say, very effective in terms of the sustainability for water use and energy use, but at the same time they are not very costly. They don't need a lot of land and they don't need a lot of water and energy.
That's quite interesting, and I am sure that the techniques that are used are making the project more efficient for your research and, of course, for the products that we will receive at the end.
That's to be seen. We hope so, of course.
Do tell us more about also the climate-smart agriculture methods that are being used in this project, and, of course, the challenges, the difficulties.
You are absolutely right. We are talking about climate smart and water saving technologies or innovations in the food system. We are aiming to improve the WEFE Nexus, as I said, but of course the WEFE Nexus is part of the food system. And the technologies that we are testing are, on the one hand, so-called hydroponics, that's soil-less farming. on the other hand, we are trying out the so-called aquaponics. Aquaponics is a combination of hydroponics and aquaculture. That means you are not only producing vegetables and fruits, but at the same time you are also raising fish. And the nice thing about aquaponics is that, let's say, the water in which the fish swim is at the same time the water that the plants will use, and also the plants get their fertilizer out of the water by the fish. Of course, the water is cleaned on the way from the fish to the plants. And finally, we are testing insect farming because we observed during the Corona crisis and later on that supply chains for animal feed, for instance, get interrupted, and with regard to fish feed, the prices increased by over 40% due to the problems in the supply chain. Now, if you raise insects or larvae, for instance from black soldier flies, you can use the larvae as fish feed. You can also process the larvae to make it more durable, and at the same time you can also produce compost, which you could use to replace, for instance, mineral fertilizer with organic fertilizer. Because the same thing that we observed with the fish feed, an interrupted supply chain, we observed with the fertilizer too. So these technologies are climate smart, of course, because they are circular. They are water use efficient. For instance, in hydroponics or aquaponics, the water use efficiency is 90 to 95%. And they are circular, as I said.
That's very interesting. And what's more important in this project is that we are aiming in providing sustainable agriculture, which is very important. And regarding the future, it's also very vital for the society and the food secure future for all of us. We have also...
At the frontier.
Sorry for interrupting you, but we are at the frontier of agriculture.
Yes,
and
exactly.
we are addressing also farmers that are not rich, you could say small, medium-scale farmers.
Yes, of course. We have also mentioned the countries that we are experimenting, that we are doing the pilot cases. Have you had any mentioning from them, and could you give us a brief overview of these countries and the work being done?
Yes, our project is located within the PRIMA program. PRIMA stands for Partnership in Innovation and Research in the Mediterranean area. So all our partner countries are Mediterranean countries. And what I like a lot about the program and also our project is that we have Mediterranean countries from the north of the Mediterranean Sea, but also from the south and the west. So the countries that you mentioned were Italy, Israel, Tunisia, Morocco, Jordan, and Turkey. And the countries or the partners in these countries have actually chosen the frontier agricultural solutions or innovations according to the needs that they identified for their region. For instance, Italy is looking into hydroponics a lot, but also into insect farming as a novel technology for producing feed for animals. And Turkey, for instance, is actually looking in all of these technologies, combining aquaponics, hydroponics, insect farming, and on top of this, they are also looking into vermicomposting, where they use worm to produce compost similar to the insect farming, but with a different animal, all with the intention, the insect farming and the vermicomposting, to upcycle organic waste. So that's also one issue or one benefit actually in our project with regard to circularity.
And what is also important and vital to mention is that the project is aligned with the global goals for sustainable agriculture and climate resilience. And that, of course, brings us to another important question for the planet.
That is correct. The terms climate smart and water saving are already guiding the direction. Of course, with what we want to propagate is more sustainability in general, but not to forget about the livelihoods of the people. A sustainable environment is, of course, what we should thrive for, but we should not forget the needs of the people. And therefore, with all our frontier agricultural innovations, we want to improve the food security of the farmer, of the nation as a whole, of course, if the outreach can be increased. And lastly, also make the well-being of the people better.
And if I may say, we're very honored, dear Gertrud, to be part of such a project that aligns with the goals for climate resilience and smart agriculture. We are all in need of a future not only safe for the environment, but also for the people.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Dear Gertrud, thank you very much for joining us today. Everything you have said have been valuable for all of us, and you have given us more insights on the project than anyone else. I hope that maybe we can talk again in the future and say more about this interesting project. And to you, dear viewers and listeners, thank you very much, all of you, for watching and listening to us. Please don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter and follow us on social media. And until our next story and our next podcast, please don't forget to save water and think sustainably.